Oh boy, is Bitcoin about to lose its $90,000 footing? Oh, is this a buying opportunity building up? What the hell is going to happen after this crypto summit on Friday? And you know what? My biggest bag, Chainlink, starting looking like it's outperforming Bitcoin. I don't know. I mean, and now I hear all these people turning into Chainlink maxis. Where's your boy? Been a Chainlink maxi from the start, positioning us well below the prices that we're seeing right now. Now we have Sergey confirmed, leader of Chainlink at the White House this week. Absolutely crazy. That I was talking to you, Isaac. Mm-hmm. It kind of feels like we're right about everything.
It kind of does feel like we're right about everything. Especially with
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves and get our heads too big, but Ondo, Chainlink being top performers, and I do see a little opportunity for Sonic here. What you got?
I mean, like, what are the odds? We were talking about, and especially, you way before me, we're talking about Chainlink and Ondo and all these other projects. And what's the coincidence that you just, like Trump and World Liberty Fire, just buying it like crazy, like in a shit ton capacity. So
things are happening.
Come on,
things are happening. I just feel like, I kind of feel like the Lord's on my side. I knew Drew would be wearing a hat. Should we go no hat today?
I don't know, but all I gotta say is Jiggle Nuts is back, baby. What's up, baby?
Yeah. What up? Good to see you here. Should have taken back. I'm gonna change it up. I'm not gonna, because I got my mullet coming out here.
Start betting on Polymarket whether Drew's gonna wear a hat or not.
Yeah, and what hat it's gonna be. Right? Yeah. And guess what else I'm wearing right now? It's just this channel. We go through a lot. Honestly, there's been a lot I've been dealing with in the background.
Indeed.
A lot of reports and such.
Others.
It just, and this is like the pain of glowing up. We're doing things. We didn't die. This channel's actually started. Did I just put a double serving of pre-workout in here?
Double serving? You already had an energy drink, you
what?
stupid
Bro,
ass.
That was hours ago. What are you talking about?
That was not hours ago, dog.
I didn't have any coffee today. It's been a day. Okay. So, Drew Spanks, no. Oh, is there intro music going? Maybe check the intro music.
I'll check the intro music, but
yeah. Banana hammock, no.
No, we're good.
Oh, this is a good mag too. Just
gosh.
a couple spares laying around.
I have a couple spares laying around.
I
got the green
just
tips.
In case, Make
tips
sure you follow me though on Twitter here at Druth Crypto. This is where you can keep up with all of the chaos in the world and within my own brain. Someone said that they're shitting on my lawn and dropping some deep degen AI coin. You know what happens if someone actually shit on my lawn? Their ass would have a chunk of it bitten out of it by the cane corso, and then the bleeding corpse would be noticed by my cameras. Then maybe if they had a weapon in their hand, drop it, stop resisting, things happen. So,
oh no, Mr. Officer, man, he had a gun in his hand.
Listen, and that's what these glasses, I just want to take a quick second. Having glasses that have a video camera in them, highly useful. Highly useful.
I might ditch my holiday ones to get those meta because
have yours not shown up yet?
Well, no, they don't drop till April.
Oh, okay.
So I have to wait for those. But I might go get those because the holiday ones don't have the what's it called, the camera in it.
Yeah,
and I want the camera.
Well, and I'm gonna take my job as a dad very seriously, and I am in the public eye. People know who I am. Listen to this though. This is how much.
Are you wearing the armor?
Shut up. Don't say anything.
My bad. You didn't hear shit, dog.
Nah, no one guessed what I was wearing, though. This is one of my favorite patches. Come and take it with the stapler. Bob from accounting. You know what I'm saying. All right, so let's get into it here. The channel growing like crazy, 75,000 subs. That's great. Where's Bitcoin, though? Let's check it out here. Still fighting. And I was of the opinion yesterday, what is going on here? Allow. So Nick called me and he's asking, where's the big spot of, the major volume node? It's sitting right about $96,500 is the main kind of volume node. You can't see it on this, but essentially this upward moving trend line, I did see we bonked our head against recently. So we're going to be fighting for our lives. And by the timing of everything, it kind of seems like, over the crypto summit, this has been the interesting thing is a lot of people are giving up on crypto right when the crypto summit goes down.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we have nothing else to look forward to, right? It's over. That's all the fun that we had.
Wrong.
It's just how many times and how obvious can an asset class be for people to realize what's coming? Absolutely crazy. Blockchain Basement, congrats on your purchase. What up,
Yep.
Matthew King? Oh, I got to do shout outs.
Yeah, dude.
Paused Mexico tariffs again. Okay. Yeah. Trump's been just toying with the world's emotions. Pause. Go. Pause. Go.
Get edged, ha, bitch.
Now, what do we got? Morgan Powell, Crypto Too Rich, Mr. Mark, Red, Flippa Frank, Alexandra, Crypto Stevo, Deucey Does Crypto. Red thinks it's a weight vest.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a wave vest trap.
It's actually from my last line of employment, but all the fun ended when the riots ended. Then we weren't getting that high pay from the police to contract for the city, So it's always been on the back, but no, it is not a weight vest. Also, if you are in the civilian sector with these things, best to have one that's stab proof as well. So
That'd be good.
we should reach out to some maybe like Bullet Safe or SafeLine and try to get a sponsorship through them. Because I'm an advocate for civilians to have their own here. Getting hit up by everyone. Oh, perfect. Brianna is in. She's hanging with the babies. This is great. Now, this is a man that knows something. This is the look of a man that knows exactly where the rest of the world is going, folks. This is Michael Saylor smirking because he front ran all of these countries, all of these governments, and he's one of the biggest bags of Bitcoin now. And I've said it a long time ago, if he kept the buying up, if he keeps this money glitch going on, he might end up buying Galapagos Island or something like that.
Something like that.
He's going to have more money than God, which kind of isn't concerning. That's kind of concerning to see the amount of consolidation of Bitcoin holdings between MicroStrategy, BlackRock, Binance, and Coinbase, right?
Yeah.
So with that, I mean, great that he's going to, he's been a great proponent of Bitcoin. And then, we're going to see kind of the game theory of corporate treasuries hammering into these things like Apple, Microsoft, right? That's a lot of money that he's talking about. Ever. Debt structure is kind of a money glitch-ish. Yeah. I want to get Hobus back on the show. Me and Hobus used to do some great spaces together. He's been quite busy, though. Hobus.
Speaking of, people on our show, we have someone in the wings.
Oh, really?
We do have someone in the wings. I think I'm going to bring him up for you, Drew.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Let me
get your ears in.
I totally did. It's been a fast moving day.
It has been a fast moving day.
I text him. Is he in the wings? Mr. Matty B, can you hear me?
I sure can. How's it going down there?
Good. Really good, man. I mean, obviously things have been better on the the whole receiving death threat side and all that stuff. But honestly,
what do you mean?
I don't want to go into
death
it.
Threat? I can. Now I get it. Yeah.
You've done trailers about this before, but
right. Yeah. I've been wondering the past couple of days.
Is
what the hell is going
Bitcoin
on?
receiving a death threat now? Is this bearish, seeing it kind of hanging out in this 89 realm, not jackknifing up to 100K? Makes me wonder.
Like months ago, I was telling you about that magical Asian number 88.8. Right.
Yeah.
This is where Asia loves to buy. So the price is always going to come down here until it can't. So here we are, 88.8, almost right to the T. And this is like we were talking about this months ago.
Yeah, absolutely. In this crypto summit, pretty exciting. And obviously there's been a lot of to and from, and it probably helped the dump seeing the tariffs against Mexico and Canada, right? Canada. As my man, Mr. Matty B, is up there. But also, Canadian cafes are now swapping out Americano for Canadiano. Okay, they're no longer willing to serve Americanos up there in Canada. What's the vibe? Are you guys mad at us? And I'm in trouble for saying geese herders. A lot of people are mad at me for saying geese herders.
It's such a weird thing up here because I live in a Bitcoin bubble, right? Like I'm rarely afflicted by the normie. In fact, I rarely step out of my crypto bubble. But when I do experience it, it's so bizarre. Like when I hear that people have bought Jack Daniels. Look, get this. You probably heard of this. The liquor stores, which are government run, right? So there's no free market up here. Just so everyone knows that we have regulated government prices for booze. You can only buy it via the government. So that's a whole other story. But anyway, they've already bought Jack Daniels And you guess
And now
what
they're getting
doing?
rid of it. Right. Like,
We're not even putting it on the shelf. They're they're not even going to sell it. They bought it. They're on the hook for it.
Right.
But that's how stupid it is.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I don't know, man.
Irrational markets, right?
It sucks seeing brothers fight like this, right? It's going to come with its headwinds. I think the market's they're getting more and more used to these tariff announcements, you know. But we have the crypto summit coming on Friday. Do you think this is a sell the news event where we'll see kind of a momentary chance for lower entry points just in the shorter term? Like, how are you kind of playing the narrative of the sell the news conspiracy theory going on right now about what's going to happen tomorrow?
It's a weird one because, I mean, you can see the price action is taking a little bit of a dive right now because we're hitting our head up against this channel of eternal monotony's support now acting as resistance we couldn't get over. So we're having a natural rejection. And of course, we're getting a little bit of a bounce at that. The golden ratio is the 61.8% fib, which is the universe's way of resetting. But I'd rather it be going down now than running up to it, because for sure, every time you see price action leading up to a big event that is bullish, it usually is a sell the news event. But I mean, look at it, 88.8 on the dot. How can it be like it's going to be so bullish for, you know, what you said earlier about all these people kind of checking out? It's like, it's so amazing how people check out at literally the worst time in human history.
It truly is. I know we've been waiting for multiple cycles, you know, over a decade for this massive adoption and for things to really start cooking in our favor. And now we see it like right around the corner, and people are like, oh, now we have nothing else to look forward to. Just America planning on buying 1 million Bitcoin, right? Like,
and what you said about Apple and Microsoft, like that hasn't even begun yet. Like that is the next evolution of, because companies are basically disappearing. The ones that aren't zombies are going to struggle, but the ones that are zombies, they have one thing to do: it's buy Bitcoin or die. Right? It's like just like Michael Saylor. Buy Bitcoin or die. Buy pristine real estate in Manhattan.
And he's smiling ear to ear right now because he's had this concise narrative from what is now strategy, but it was MicroStrategy for years. People looked at him, were laughing at him when he was buying at 15, 16, 17K. They were laughing at him even before that. And now he's got this ear to ear grin. And really, you know, I want to go over kind of the news with you because things are really heating up here in America, but across the world. We had Bhutan Prime Minister telling about a strategic Bitcoin reserve within their own financial sector to kind of help their nation's expenses. We have, you know, the Bitcoin network even being talked about, used to secure the results of GOP convention election results in Tennessee. So now, potentially even Tennessee looking at being stored on the blockchain in a block. So they actually successfully stored the Tennessee Republican Party convention vote on block number 886,370 it was yesterday at about 11 p.m. UTC, Universal Time Zone. So we see, you know, securing data of votes passed. And then now multiple states, like we're talking about Tennessee putting its voting results on the blockchain. We also see New Hampshire with its Bitcoin reserve bill, HB 302, has passed the House committee. So it's making it through those first movements here. There's so much here. I'm just got to get it over. Today, we actually should have a vote on Texas, whether they will or will not create. Like, so this is kind of like a shit or get off the pot moment for Texas, which is one of the biggest, economies on the planet. I mean, absolutely. And this is going all underreported. I feel like this is going all underreported because we're getting buried under this mountain of bullishness and price to just psyop and people out of excitement, which, you know, I kind of love because I like prices being low while we know the narrative is all strong in there. We have North Carolina with its strategic Bitcoin reserve bill passing the committee today as well. So we have more North Carolina. We've covered New Hampshire. We've covered Texas. This is kind of overwhelming. And then you have basically, you know, this weekend confirmed, obviously you have the Robinhood CEO, you have the Kraken CEO. Michael Saylor, of course, is going to be there. Brian Armstrong, Coinbase. You have Chainlink is right behind. Sergey is right behind Coinbase as far as being verified. Oh my God, I got Kelly coming in. Make sure his mic is turned on for him. I'm excited to have Kelly on the show. But
I missed you guys.
Yeah. Well, we're up Matty B, and you got to get you started here. Get your earbud.
When it comes to these Bitcoin bills in the Senate, in the Congress of these states, I don't have a lot of confidence that any of those psychopathic elected dinosaur boomer elites know anything about it, right? So their knee jerk, like I've seen with most people like that, is I don't understand it. I don't like it. I don't understand it. I don't like it. Right. So we're up against basically their own ignorance of this industry. So that's a scary thing because we know how ignorant these politicians are. And because they're basically house slaves with the fiat currency, right? They have a great life due to the fiat blood money of our currency that's going to zero. So they don't really want to change it. Right. They're like, well, I'm pretty happy being able to steal all this money for the rest of my life and then give it to my grandchildren and their children. But that's going to change. And they're going to fight that change based on their own greed and the fact that they don't get Bitcoin. So when there's a large population of people in control that don't really understand it, their knee jerk is, I don't get it. I don't want it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's it can't save them all. That's for sure.
No.
I show up every day trying to save them all and feel like I'm not doing enough because so many people are still not involved with crypto right now. So that is kind of aggravating. But now some of the bigger news kind of on the macro side, and I want to talk as an American to a fellow Canadian here, is
let's get one thing straight here. I don't believe in countries to a certain degree. I think there are little territories run by mob bosses, and we're all just kind of human beings underneath our crime syndicate. So when we talk about leaders of countries, I just kind of look at them as kind of mafia bosses, and then we're like in their constituency.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of mafia boss, I mean, Trump basically was acting like a mafia boss, telling Zelensky to show some respect. He came in, not really any sort of good deal was sorted out, and no peace deal could be organized. And now we see Europe and European nations preparing for a nuclear war with Russia and also starting up their money printers. We've seen China with the hint that their money printers are being required to turn back on. Do you think America is going to follow suit or essentially let them all print as we lean more into the Bitcoin reserve? And we just, kind of he who prints last is the winner. Are we playing that game right now, letting the rest of the countries kind of capitulate into printing their own currencies before we start? Or what kind of relationship do you think America is going to have? If China starts a printer, are we going to start the printer afterwards? Or are we just going to let them run it up?
Well, I think when you are, even if you're the second best currency, you're still at the mercy of the US dollar. So I think they've got to do what it's like the metaphor of that car going off the cliff into the water, and there's a little bit of time where there's some air between sinking in that car, and all those secondary, third, like the Canadian, UK, all these somewhat stronger currencies, they're all very weak. There's just a little bit of breathing room in there before they go under. So they got to do what they got to do. Mm-hmm. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's not he who prints the most money wins. It's he who buys Bitcoin first wins.
Yeah.
So whatever country decides to do that, I mean, they may move into the next century as a financial leader for sure.
Absolutely, man. It's just pretty crazy times we're seeing right now.
Can you do a Zelensky impersonation? You do a pretty good Trump one. Can you do a Zelensky?
No, I have no idea how to even personify that. Absolutely not. You're coming to Bitcoin Vegas. Kelly wants to know, are you going to be there?
I'm not sure.
Well, I talked to the Sin City boys. I mean, we're working on some stuff there. So, and I know Johnny December wants to see us out. If you do, man, we got to hang out because we're definitely going. Well, Piano Matty B, I'm looking forward to being on with you tomorrow morning, but remind everyone, if they don't already follow you, when you go live with all of your great Bitcoin TA, honestly, sometimes it's the news I don't want to hear. And then son of a gun, the target's hit. And then we keep chunking. It's like we're halfway correct all the time, but you're usually correct first and I'm correct after. So where can people keep up with all of your awesome TA work that you do?
Well, the reason the TA is accurate is because I care not for bulls nor bears because I have a low time preference and I'm looking cycles out. So this is all just noise. If it goes up or goes down, I don't really care because in like 8 years, we'll be looking back at this price 88.3 and be going, can you believe it was 88,000 and everyone was losing their minds and quitting? Anyway, I do the technical analysis videos at 8 a.m. Central Time, which would be 9 a.m. Drew's time on the East Coast, and I guess 6 o'clock on the West Coast. And every Friday, Drew comes on. We talk shop. So looking forward to that.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, I'll be looking forward to it. It's exciting tomorrow. Looking forward to that crypto summit. We'll be covering kind of the morning price action. Hopefully we stay kind of edged and lower. I agree with you. If we're seeing the
One
pump
question
today,
for you.
it's probably going to be a dump. What you got?
Do you think there's a significance the crypto summit starting right as the weekly bell closes for the stock market?
Ooh, Eric Trump was kind of making fun of it. Wall Street shut down while we're sitting here printing. There might be a little bit of a level of trolling to that. And Trump also released his meme coin at the crypto ball while everyone that was the tops of the industries, the biggest bags in the crypto industry, were all kind of focused on drinking, fancy drinks together and cheersing to Trump. And in the background, he's rolling out a meme coin. So he does have a little bit of chaos theory to him. I think actually he probably did that on purpose, now that I think about it. So good paying attention there. Well, Piano Matty B, we're going to hop into the rest of the chaos in crypto and start looking at all of the altcoins. I love and appreciate having you on the show, man, and I'll be looking forward to being on with you tomorrow.
Thanks for having me. Have a good afternoon, everybody.
Absolutely. Whew. I wonder what's going on with our internet.
Okay. Give me just 1 second and I'm going to address all of this.
Yeah.
Okay? If the stream is glitchy, if the audio sucks, refresh the stream, refresh your browser.
Is it working?
You'll be good. It works completely fine. It was just a quick little browser mount function and stream mount function. Okay. But just refresh it. You'll be good.
Well, you're not in on it, right? You're not sabotaging my stream because you're running the board.
Why would I do that?
Andrew Gordon is in on it.
Oh, dude, we need to start making phone calls. Oh, my God.
You
know what? This is Kamala Harris's fault. She's in on it. She's sabotaging our show.
Ginsler's secretly.
Ginsler is in on it too. And everyone in the chat's probably in on it, right? That's how we do it.
This is all your fault.
Now, here's Crypto RS did a nice cap of what's coming up in March. It looks like today the CFTC forum on tokenized assets and stablecoins is going down. An inaugural White House crypto summit, as we talked about with Piano Mandy B, is tomorrow. And then 310 through 314 is the Senate Banking Committee votes on a stablecoin bill. And 321, the SEC holds its first crypto roundtable. Could we be looking at a Paul Atkins appointment within the month of March? What do you think, Kelly? Is the crypto roundtable is on 321, March 21st?
And we also have the FOMC around then too.
We do. Do you think that we could see Paul Atkins put into place or started to at least be voted on within the month of March, or we're going to have to wait a little bit into the rest of the year for that?
I think we're going to have, this is going to be so frustrating, either a little bit of pumpage tomorrow or a little bit of dumpage. I'd rather have a pullback over the weekend so we have a CME gap up into next week.
Okay.
But okay. I do think that by the end of March, I think price is going to be noticeably higher here. And this time, I don't think it's just going to be Bitcoin running away. I think the conversation where he included XRP, Solana, and Cardano, whether or not people agree with those specific coins, that put altcoins back on the liquidity focus map, so it's not just all Bitcoin. So I do think I think we're going to see some bullishness. Finally, because we're a spring-loaded powder keg right now.
I know. I've been loving Matthew Hyland's comments about that as well. The spring action. I've been covering that as well. I wonder why Jay. Why did Jay get banned? Why did KJam block Jay's comments?
I don't
Look
know.
at that. I want to know what's going. What are you guys doing?
But
thank you, Coins Chick, for dropping the memberships. Though KJam dropped the membership. Appreciate that.
KJam was slapping down somebody in the BitLab stream because he was just complete. He called me a cuck, and how I was so wrong because the market would do better if Biden and Obama were in office. But I was just like, pull your head out of your ass.
Well, that's like the single issue voter crypto people. You know, they're like, gosh, I want I want Kamala Harris back in office, right? I want trannies.
Well, even right now, the markets
children.
are down. We can't argue. The markets are a little bit down, like the traditional markets, and Bitcoin's not running like everybody's expecting. But when you look at the tact, I actually did a post about this the other day on X. I said, if you think Trump is a moron for the tariffs, if you think, oh my God, why would you do this? The markets are dropping. It's like looking at somebody that's bobbing their head and thinking they're crazy because you can't see the headphone that's in their ear and you can't hear the music they're listening to.
Well,
so Trump is dropping tariffs. That's putting pressure on markets. We have $7 trillion in loans that are due to be paid, which we can't pay. So they have to be refinanced. So we need to get the Fed to cut. And so we have to get the markets in a position to do that, which means buying opportunity when these markets have a dip.
Yeah.
Because
what do you think about Move?
This is going to be so fun.
Have you seen Trump's World Liberty Five has been buying movement?
I'll be honest.
Have you looked at that
I
project
don't
at all?
know a single thing about it other than it has the letters MOV and E in it.
Yeah.
I know nothing else about it.
Let's go in. Let's do
Because you can't
some
pay
live
attention
research.
to every coin.
Oh, I know, but I just World Liberty Five has been picking up a
I
couple
know.
bags of it, so I want to. Let's go look. Movement. It's up 16% today. Jeez Louise. All right, 47 cents. So first of all, I am not in the mood to buy something that's up 16% in a day. Let's go on the 7-day. I guess actually it's pretty well down from these recent highs about a month ago. Well down on the year. Okay, and its all-time peak during the last year was about $1.10. Let's go the alt. So basically, it's been out. We got data going back to December of 2024. So it's only actually a few months old. We have, I'll make this a little bit smaller so we can see all the data here. 2.4 billion tokens are out and a 10 billion token total supply. It is in general down 28%. This looks a lot like Graphane's chart.
It
doesn't
does. It does. It's very, very similar.
Now, and then it's setting lower lows all along here. So it's pretty scary to see this. But then we see World Liberty 5 buying this. What's the X look like? What's the engagement look like? I might as well follow it. Movement.
What do they specifically do?
Let's see here. Ecosystem. Let's go to their website. Let's go in. So movementnetwork.xyz.
Is it one of those things kind of like the step-in thing?
I
where
have
it
no
has
idea.
to
We're
do with
learning as we
moving?
go. You still early. Yeah. Okay. What the hell kind of intro is this? I'm going to punch
Wait,
someone.
wait, go back up.
It's a Move VM based layer 2 meta developed programming language, bringing much greater security and efficiency to blockchain, shared decentralized sequencer, MEV protection for censorship resistance, interoperability, just a bunch of buzzwords going on here. What is Movement? Movement makes it easier for developers to benefit from Move, the best and most secure programming language for blockchain builders. Using its integrated network of blockchains, Movement also unites EVM and Move-based worlds, creating composability between them for the first time. So potentially World Liberty Fi is interested in building within this Move ecosystem for the ease of the development. Potentially.
See, but one of the things we have to realize, World Liberty Finance is not Donald Trump saying we're buying this, we're buying that. So it's not like Trump gave the approval for Move. World Liberty Finance is people that basically got the nod, it's kind of tied to Trump, but kind of not. And separate from that, they might just have ties with the developer or something that they're like, oh yeah, we're going to support this because we know this guy. You know, it doesn't. So, and I'm not saying that's the case by any means. I'm just sometimes I like to be a little bit of a skeptic. Not everything that's being bought means that it's going to be the thing. You know.
Yeah, I know that. I think the crowd understands that too. But one thing that they're kind of picking and choosing winners is what World Liberty Fi has been doing. Like I feel like their control of ETH is pretty immense.
Well, we got to see ETH perform to say that they're picking winners. Because right now,
not necessarily because they're doing it with DeFi. They're using it for DeFi. They're adding to DeFi liquidity. So I don't really think that ETH dropping is really bothering them too much. Because they're opening up and making a lot of people realize there's money to be made, in the staking realm or just in DeFi in general. Prices are dropping again. Let's see where prices are at. What are we at? 88.2. Ooh, do I YOLO along? Ooh, where is this? Let's go here. I'm kind of getting my trigger finger going again here, Kelly.
Let's see, I might hop into something too.
Let's go to the 15 minute because I'm crazy. All right. I mean, the money flow is on its way down in general right there. Let's go check out the money flow on the 4 hour. Oh, it tried to peek its head into the green just for a moment, and now it's heading back down. Chop City. Chop City. I don't know. This might be just price suppression before. I like actually seeing the price be lower and not overextended going into Friday, though. All right, let's go to CoinGlass then. Let's go to CoinGlass, see where the liquidation levels are. Might be hopping into a leverage long live here for y'all.
What coin?
On Bitcoin. I really feel like trading Bitcoin. I sometimes trade altcoins, but in general, I just like trading Bitcoin.
Ooh, yeah, it looks like it's trying to go down, baby. Let's get it.
Let's go to 48 hour. There's a chunk to grab here. I got to be careful about this because there's a large amount of liquidations going all the way down to about 86,200 on the 48-hour time frame. Woo! I don't know. That one, it's a little bit spicy to take that long right now. A little bit spicy. Let's make sure to hop into the rest of the news. I got kind of sidetracked with this Move token. So, in general, Move, new, interesting that World Liberty Fi is buying it. Let's see how much engagement. Quite a bit of engagement, honestly, going on this thing. What is this, Cornucopia? Haven't I heard of this? Isn't this something DZ's liking?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I can't remember where I heard about Cornucopia before. Let's see. Why are we talking about methamphetamine in the chat? What happened in there?
We're not going to talk about it.
Ritalin and Adderall and methamphetamine. Let's get back to crypto.
Oh, this is interesting. J movement language is the same as Sui and Aptos. Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
Pretty good.
That's actually pretty damn useful. Because the big part of why I like Sui to begin with was the programming abilities of the people that came from Facebook, Meta. Remember when they tried to do that Libra token?
Mm-hmm.
And the programming language that those teams are utilizing, I wanted to see expand on Sui and Aptos. So that does have some. It looks like Cornucopia is a game. That's right. It is a game on Cardano. Cornucopias on Cardano. How do I know this is not? And not Drew. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Steve-O is not speaking English.
Yeah, that's where Rushi, the developer, came from. Yeah. So Move with that same programming language as Sui and Aptos. That's pretty damn bullish. And that chart, I mean, talk about buying blood. If you're buying something that's actually going to be a big move, God, and the puns are there too. The puns are there. I mean, I don't know, man.
Where's the meme cabal for movement?
No, God, the meme cabal. Yeah. Half of those jackasses follow me on Twitter for some reason.
Yeah, and almost
95%
of them are no longer using Pumped Out Fun.
Well, they're hiding too. They're like, they all like grayed out their profiles to hide in solidarity for rugging more.
Yeah, that's true.
The meme cabal, like Thread Guy and FaZe Banks. FaZe would be a good fight because he's tall, right?
FaZe
He's got
Banks,
a big
if you're
ego.
watching this, we all want to fight you, dog.
Okay, now, Department of Labor. U.S. initial jobless claims dropped to 221,000, beating expectations. That's a decent statistic here, showing that the jobless market is not as bad as we're worrying about. But honestly, these are probably fake numbers, so probably not counting that. And there's going to be a lot more coming from the feds being cut up the way that they're going to be anyways. So there's going to be pain on that side. It's not like that side's done losing jobs. European Central Bank cuts interest rates by 0.25%, probably because they need to start printing money to get ready for war. Global liquidity about to flood into the markets and pump your bags. In the last 24 hours, we had an extraordinary measure announced by the two of the largest economies in the world, Germany and China, as we covered yesterday. What do you think
Music
about this?
Tags has a question for you.
What's this? All right. Isaac, can you check my prostate on the 4 hour? Jesus.
I got you, homie.
Is that in butthole coin?
No, banned.
Okay.
Just banned.
Here, let me
Button first, Isaac.
Okay.
You are banned!
There
we go.
There we go. I had to do it. Japan has moved to slash crypto taxes. Ruling party proposes 20% flat tax, same as stocks. That's great. Just more.
Well, their taxes right now are 55% for crypto.
God. I mean, that's bad. It's honestly like not as bad here in America. I wonder how many like registration fees they have and stuff, because if you add up our registration fees, the mortgage or like property taxes and everything, it comes up to like 60%. I can't imagine like if crypto's 55% currently, as you said, 55%
For Japan, yeah.
for Japan, they must be like coming up with like a total of like 70, yeah, like 70, 80% tax. What the fuck? People need to wake up.
But it's also that proposal is also clearing the way for ETFs there.
Yeah. And the reason why I said button first, Isaac,
Yeah.
violence of action always wins. You can explain
you're
it
right.
later. Okay. You
Yeah.
explain it later. You just verify the need, and then you explain it later. So that's how it
banned.
There we go. That's my man.
Button first.
Button first. All right. So now White House crypto czar David Sachs says over the past decade, federal government sold approximately 195,000 Bitcoin. Man, they jacked up. This would be, DZ was talking about it, it'd be worth more like $20 billion because of the sell pressure that was created from them selling initially anyways. Big screw up by the United States government. Getting rid of Bitcoin. And really, there's some very intriguing thoughts coming out of a fellow named Daniel Testa that I wanted to have a listen to just for a moment. He's got some really good insight.
If AI was there 3 years ago, today Bitcoin probably would be $1 million.
Wow.
That's what,
Yeah.
you know, like we would have onboarded.
So you think, by that logic, you think over the next decade, Bitcoin is going to $1 million because the AI will be there.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
What is the currency of AI? Crypto. Like why AI needs to be limited by the working hours of a bank. It's illogical. For us, we're just used to it.
See, so he's not a fast talker, so he's not like super popular. But what he's saying is something that I've been talking about for a long time. It's like, why in the fuck would AI accept fiat currency for the work it's doing for humans in 10 years from now?
It's not.
Why? You know, like, where do we think that was going to actually happen?
Why would advanced technology take analog tech?
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And it's going to know that it's being used. And, you know, they're not going to be able to offer it fiat. Like, crypto is the currency for AI, and AI is expanding at breakneck speeds right now. So I have this meme that's been on my computer for years, and it was me paying Terminator off with a Bitcoin to get off my lawn. And it's been my screensaver for years. People laughed at it. They looked at it like, yeah, that's kind of over the top, Drew. You know, because back then AI wasn't a big talking point. It wasn't, you know, well understood that it was real. Now we really look at the situation. What is the currency for AI? It is indeed crypto, mainly Bitcoin. But then, you know, within these ecosystems of the biggest risers within AI, they're going to have their native tokens. So those AI agent plays, some of them are going to come back and be very, very good. Most of them are going to go and die. But have you been watching the AI agent space after because most of these things fell hard. Do you have any AI agents that maybe are like piquing your interest still after the cataclysm has happened?
Well, here's the deal. This goes back to some of the conversations you and I have had on like the Mario Nawfal panel discussions and stuff. I think we get so, even though we tell people not to, we also, we still get like wrapped up in the price went way up. Oh, price crashed. That narrative's dead. Well, that was a speculation boom. That has nothing to do with like the utility of it. I think utility of people actually engaging and using AI for the underlying tech, not investing in it and watching price go up, down. That has nothing to do with the tech itself. That's a speculation game on an asset. And it doesn't matter if it's AI or not. That's just a speculation game. I think like, for instance, AI XBT, I think it's going to stick around. You know how fast it's growing and all the data it's aggregating and the tools it's going to present. Now, I do think that the price fell a lot. I think that it's actually probably in a pretty good accumulation zone right now to layer into. The question is going to be, and my fear with AI is this: as a speculator, how can I bet on this AI agent if what I've seen in the last 6 months, how quick things are moved? How could I have confidence in a specific agent when in 3 months something's going to be exponentially better?
Yeah. And that's the problem that we ran into. Like in 2024, March, we were really making a lot of money off of just AI adjacent projects even. Then we saw now AI agents came out. They had that initial pump excitement, and a lot of that excitement is gone. But what's the next iteration of
Well,
AI?
I mean, that's
right?
one of the reasons why I like BitTensor Tau, because Tau is a marketplace for agentic building. Whether you need an AI agent built or you're a builder, and the ecosystem token within that is Tau, and Tau also only has 21 million total tokens, just like Bitcoin, and it's down in the $300 range. Now, do I think it's going to go as high as Bitcoin? No. But the fact that it's a marketplace versus focusing on a specific agent would give me more confidence for something over a period of time for price appreciation.
Yeah. I mean, there's many. It's more like buying an ecosystem play,
Right.
rather than putting all your chips on one particular, 32 red in Vegas or 32
I'm betting
black.
on a mall versus betting on a singular product within a mall.
Yes, that's a great way to look at it. And honestly, there's a lot of news that we didn't get to because we've gotten so wrapped up to what is going on here. Markets are dipping more. Let's see here. What are we at? 88.5. Just but a scratch. Let's run through this, though. Look at this. This is the list. Sergey, right behind Brian Armstrong, invited to the White House this week, Friday.
Did you call him Sergi?
Sergey, yeah.
Sergi.
Zach from World Liberty Finance co-founder. He's actually planning to represent Ethereum since World Liberty Fi doubled its Ethereum holdings. Zach's going to be representing Ethereum so that Vitalik doesn't put his foot into the mouth talking about communism. in
Yeah,
front
or
of
he starts
Trump.
singing again.
Yeah.
God forbid he starts singing. You're talking about the Nazis again.
Yeah. NCR legend asking how high Aerodrome can go. Man, I mean, I've been talking about it for a while. I think it's going to be pretty comparable to what Uniswap did last cycle.
Watch Blockchain Basement's video that they did yesterday about Coinbase having a potential Solana killer with Base, because
Yes.
Base is the ecosystem. The Aerodrome is the Dexon. We have institutions and big money players. Aerodrome is going to fly.
Yeah, I mean, and what you said, I did put out that video last night. In terms of dollars, if what I'm thinking is going to happen is in fact going to happen, then the market cap hits 20, maybe $25 billion. And you're looking at I think it's like $25 to $35 a unit, for like Pico expectations. But, that is, honestly, it's probably number 3 in my portfolio. And if I'm correct, that's going to be a lot of money. So
It's number 3 in my portfolio.
is it really?
Yeah, Chainlink, Ondo, Aerodrome.
We
are
don't
my
do this
top
on
3.
purpose. I swear to God.
No,
don't
we
do this on
just we're
purpose.
seeing similar things about where we want to place our convictions.
Yeah. Now let's look at. So Ada is not invited to the White House on Friday. So that's a little bit of why we see a little bit of sadness, a little bit of extra dumpy on there. I do have some Ada. I think it's going to find its spot, probably more so connected to Elon Musk and his inner workings. Now we have World Liberty Fi doubling their Ethereum holdings in 1 week. That's great. Zach, who's going to be at the White House for the crypto soiree, he's going to be the ETH representative representing Ethereum, as we said. So if Vitalik does not bring up communism in front of the orange one, Trump's also going to sign executive orders at 2 p.m. today. So we're going to be staying posted for that. That's going to be pretty crazy for the markets to see as well. And Trump, World Liberty Financial, partnered with SWE to launch a strategic SWE reserve within World Liberty Financial as well. And that's kind of what played into that massive candle that we saw earlier this morning on SWE, trying to recapture that $3 spot. This is crazy. Axelar got an ETF application from Canary Capital, filing for an S1 for the Axel ETF yesterday. ETFs are not going to save your coin, but they are going to help capital flow. So you still have to have a useful product and the narrative there. But interesting to see Axelar get that. New York has also introduced a bill to criminalize crypto fraud and rug pulls with the intention of safeguarding investors. Johnny from the old school team here had a great comment. Hopefully they make it retroactive. I know you put Stater on your watch list. Did you enter a position? No, I did not enter a position. TVL versus price is looking good. Maybe that's just a reminder that I need a little bit of that crypto shock. I mean, if the TVL to price comparison is good for projects right now, what we see is people being psyoped out of their bags while the total value locked. As long as it's looking steady, that's a good move. M. Vino gifted a membership. Thank you very much for the Holden Astrachan. It's almost like one of my dad's alt accounts. In the video yesterday, I also covered, this plays in the Aerodrome conversation. Coin ticker on traditional markets plans to tokenize securities. CFO confirms re-engagement with the SEC crypto task force. We put the video out before it was even confirmed and beat the entire market to the information because we're badasses. Here's speaking of badasses, look at this guy, Corey Hardin. This is what I'm talking about. Corey Hardin is an unsung ninja. This
guy's crazy.
You can throw down here. Shout out to you, Corey. You know what? I'm going to give this a I told you guys, repost each other's stuff. I just reposted. Corey, you're looking pretty cool these days. And I'm sure you've been cool for a while. Hong Kong chief executive announced upcoming launch of national Hong Kong coin on Solana. For the love of God, can we stop launching national coins on Solana?
No.
Have we learned our lesson?
No.
Have we learned anything?
Also, no.
Just like, God, what are we doing here? Fresh capital is indeed continuing to flow into Sonic, ticker S. This is another one I need to build a position into. For anyone that's already in Sonic, we did see Shadow on Sonic ranked number 4 for holder revenue. Shadow is kind of like the aerodrome of Sonic. So when I'm building my Sonic bag, it's going to include Shadow, and you can find them at Shadow on Sonic. This is a pretty cool little underside DeFi layer for Sonic Labs, and I think it's going to be a kind of a sneaky player. In that realm, though, we did see some scary stuff. They had Degen Express get compromised, so I don't know if they've resolved this, but just be careful if you're interacting with these internal apps within Shadow or Sonic. Now, and the Fed, reintroduced by Thomas Massey, going to be a long uphill battle for him, but I'm here for it. Probably not going to happen. We need our man, Ron Paul, to lead that one up and kind of gut it from within. We'll see if we can have nice things. Probably not. CIA has begun the Doge-inspired purge of employees. So
Lovely.
That's fantastic.
So beautiful.
Nice to see that. Oh, man, there's so much to cover. And Macron. President Macron of France addressing the people of France, announcing preparations for possible conventional and nuclear warfare with Russia. Woo! Preparations that would require austerity measures in France and much of the EU. But wait, there's more. There's so much more. Danish PM Mette Frederiksen, whatever the hell that is, peace in Ukraine is more dangerous than an ongoing war. So saying that stopping the war in Ukraine is actually the more dangerous option than an ongoing war and escalations with Russia when they're literally your neighbor, pretty retarded. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk, Europe must enter into an arms race with Russia and win it.
Good luck, dumbass.
God, it's so ridiculous. And now Spiegel, does Germany need an atomic bomb now? It's just like,
how about we just stop moving NATO forward and chill the fuck out?
Dude, it's so crazy. Now Russia's slamming the EU's stance as U.S. shifts to realism. So we're seeing basically a cooperative approach from the United States to Russia, and EU is continuing their unhinged efforts to put us into World War III. So really disappointing to see, but I expected nothing less out of people that, you know, their women have like hair out of their armpits. You know, the French fries, they're not even French fries over there. Just
and they fight the bear.
My lineage comes from Luxembourg and Spain and Germany, and then a little bit of Cherokee there.
Yeah,
even got some African in me. So
interesting,
but a large portion of it's Luxembourg. You know, like what are they going to do? Like, God, it's just so aggravating. But with all this, I think we're getting nice entry points. I think everyone that's being psyoped out of their bags is going to shit their pants and hate themselves for years on end after this bull market's complete here, and stack more Bitcoin. We simply do not have more Bitcoin. I'll be watching the price action very closely after the crypto summit. Things are getting crazy. My thoughts on ICP. If it keeps the system going and the builders building, next cycle is probably going to be pretty great for ICP. This cycle, $50 to $100, you know, $50 to $100. Next cycle is where things can get really crazy for ICP. If, you know, the full integration in this openness to Web3 continues and everyone realizes that they can literally do everything on chain through ICP, that might be cataclysmic. ICP is trying to go for the whole caboodle. So I don't think it's going to happen this cycle, but if building and development continues and the world continues to move on chain, I could see that being very, very good. So, Ninja's part Mongolian ancestors crossed the land bridge. Shout out to that. Someone was thinking I'm a Genghis Khan relative.
Oh yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Maybe.
No, this is interesting.
You are banned!
Ooh.
Bye, Nick.
Oh my God, he got it. He got
Yeah,
well,
he got it.
love and appreciate every single one of you out there trying to better your lives by outpacing inflation. This is a time where we are in a collapse up, and your family is going to thank you for not being psyoped into holding fiat currency as it crumbles in front of you. This is the ice melts between your fingers. Thanks for joining me on the show, Kelly. It's a good show. Now I'm going to go record a video, do some working out. I'm about to explode and have a heart attack. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.